What's up, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band A.M.S.G. entitled Anti-Cosmic Tyranny. This is released on Profound Lore Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very noisy, raw, unapologetically satanic style of black metal. The first time I had ever heard of these guys was their 2010 EP entitled The Principle of Evil Becomes the Ideal of the Promethean. Yeah, pretty long title there, but beneath that lies some absolutely phenomenal black metal. Just some incredible lyric writing, great musicianship, just a lot of hard work and detail within the music. It was just sensational. And as soon as I heard that Profound Lore signed these guys and they were going to put out their full length, I was pretty much excited to hear what these guys were going to put out. Yeah, Canada has an absolutely amazing scene when it comes to both black and death metal. I mean, stuff like Antediluvian, Mitochondrian, Weapon. I know Weapon aren't together, but they still represent great music from the Canadian metal scene. Adversarial. Yeah, the list goes on and on. Now we have the very first official album from A.M.S.G, which, by the way, stands for Ad Majorem Satanae Gloriam, for the greater glory of Satan. Yeah. It's 6 tracks, and it clocks in at around 47 minutes in length. And as you can tell from it being only 6 tracks deep, some of these songs are pretty lengthy. But beneath some of the lengthy songs, you're going to get some incredible musicianship, some hardworking songwriting, and just a whole bunch of abstract, weird things going on. Things that you probably wouldn't expect to hear on a black metal record. But I think A.M.S.G. pull it off successfully here. And I can only hope that in the future there will be more great musicianship to come from these guys. The main story of Anti-Cosmic Tyranny, in my opinion, is without question the guitar work. The guitar work on here is just furiously heavy. I just love the kind of patterns that and rhythms that the guitars do. I mean, from 1 minute, it can just stick from being straight out traditional black metal with some very fast riffs, tremolo picking, and a lot of good chord progression, to some very just straight out metal as fuck heavy kind of riffs. I mean, like on the track Sacrificial Chance of Cosmic Separation, you really get to hear how damn good the guitar work is here. The riffs on that track are just so sensational. I just love the way that the riffs are played, the way that they're executed, and it's just awesome. Even to the closer track, Blood, Bone, and Blackthorn. You just get some heavy as balls riffs going on, and I love that about this record. Even to some of the more frenzied, chaotic kind of riffs going on, kind of takes you back to stuff like, let's say maybe Conqueror or Revenge, any Ross Bay cult influence type of stuff. You get that influence with the guitar work. I think it's amazing. Definitely one of the highlights of this entire album for me. The bass work is good. I do think that the guitar is mainly the dominant factor here, but what you do hear of the bass, I do think it does stay in line with the entire album. It's warm, it's clear, it's played very good, but more often than anything, this is a guitar-driven type of record, and that's fine. I don't see any issue with that. I don't see any problem with the way the guitar structuring is on this particular album. I think it works very well. Moving on to the drums. The drums have a very home studio type of quality to them, and what I mean by that is the fact that these drums sound as if they were recorded live right then and there. No fancy editing or fancy polishing. You just get what you get with the drums, and that's very evident with the snare sound. The snare sound is very obnoxious and loud, and I definitely think it suits itself well for this type of album. You get some very fast blast beats and fills, but the way the snare is throughout this album, it definitely showcases this band's ability to keep things raw and unbridled. And it's really crazy. The drum work on here is sensational. I can only imagine what this band would sound like if they were in a bit of a live setting. But the drum work here is very good, very well articulated, and to even some of the lengthier tracks on this album, there's a lot of stamina going on with the way the drums are. Yeah, just some sensational drum work. And another thing to point out about this album is the inclusion of the saxophone. This is one of those what the hell type of moments. You don't expect to hear it or see it coming on this particular record. Like the opening track, Black Rites of Black Shadows, going back to that track. You hear a saxophone towards the closing moments of that particular track, and I think it is great. It is loud, it is heavy, and I definitely think it suits this band's craziness and just willingness to do whatever they so please. And then you hear the saxophone again on Gnosis Granted from the Bloodline of Fire. Yeah, just some crazy saxophone work going on here. Some people might raise an eyebrow or scratch their head wondering what they're doing hearing a saxophone on this album, but I definitely think it works. These guys have an I don't give a shit type of attitude, and they do what they please, and I think they incorporate a saxophone very well here. And the vocals are great too. I'm loving this guy's vocal style, just the demonic rasps that he spews out. I think it's awesome. There's even some instances where his voice becomes a little bit distorted and a little bit crazed. I think it's well suited for this album's style and concept. I actually enjoy his natural voice more than anything. It's crazed, it's creeped out. I really enjoy that a lot about this guy's vocal style. And even the inclusion of some spoken word hymns. It adds a bit of a chaotic vibe to this entire record. Like the track Reincarnation of the Sun. You get some really crazy kind of satanic type of hymns going on with that particular track. I think it's pretty damn crazy. And the attention to detail that's within the lyrics is great too. I mean, of course you know this band is unapologetically satanic, but the way they distribute, the way they say their lyrics, the way everything is worded out, the way everything is planned out, I think it's awesome. It showcases the great songwriting skills and lyric writing skills that this band has. So overall, I'm really enjoying this album. I'm really enjoying this concept. I'm enjoying the overall vibe and frenziness of everything. This probably will seem very abrasive to some, but to those people who enjoy raw black metal or any kind of black metal that dares to be creative and interesting, A.M.S.G definitely deliver with this debut album, and I definitely will be enjoying this for a good while to come. Yeah, if you enjoyed this band's first EP, you probably will enjoy this too. It probably will take some time to grow on you, but I think this is some pretty awesome stuff. If I had to pick any particular tracks that stand out to me the most, I would definitely have to say Sacrificial Chants of Cosmic Separation, Gnosis Granted from the Bloodline of Fire, and the closing track, Bone, Blood, and Blackthorn. Blood, Bone, and Blackthorn, yeah. The longest track on here. So, yeah, definitely pick this up if you're into raw black metal. I'm going to show you the album again. This is Anti-Cosmic Tyranny by A.M.S.G. This is released on Profound Lore Records. Pick it up there. It comes in this pretty badass little J-card sleeve. Definitely put that in there. And as far as the score goes, for the time being, I'm going to give this a really solid 8.5 out of 10. Phenomenal raw black metal. Definitely check out A.M.S.G. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for joining my channel. And until the next time, I'm Miho out.